Greetings, YouTube. Today I'd like to talk about the CJRB modified Wharncliffe folder. Now, Mandarin is probably going to join us. She is very talkative lately. She has not been well, and I'm not going to lock her in the bedroom for any longer than she has to be in there. So, yeah, she's about to join us, but that's okay. She's old. She can do it what she wants. So this is the model J1901, made in China, and they have their Instagram address, which is CJRB cutlery or underscore cutlery. So here we have the knife in question, and here we have the cat in question. Yes, we do. Yes, we do, sweetie. She just wants love. She just wants attention. The thing that attracted me to this knife very much was the overall blade shape, but also I really liked the look of the scales, and I thought that the thumb stud they have, or the finger stud they have here for the flipper, the lever, was attractive, partly because they've decided to do a pierce on it, and the pierce is really not necessary as far as, operation. You're never putting a piece of cord through there, obviously, or something, but I just liked that little touch that gave it a little bit of lightness in its design. It looked visually lighter by having that there, instead of it just being this solid metal flipper. And I appreciated that little touch. It has a large lanyard hold, so if you could get a piece of paracord through there with no problem. Reversible pocket clip, tip up carry, star drive bits on either side, which is good. I have not had to touch this at all. It came with the blade. I think you can see that. Dead center. Sorry, there's a bit of a fuzz in there. I've been carrying this like every day. Sorry about that. And overall, it's just a very clean design. Now, the only downside to these scales, and it's a very aggressive kind of a chevron pattern here, is that it's almost a little bit too aggressive. Getting it in and out of my pocket was actually somewhat difficult because it actually grips the fabric of my jeans a lot coming in and out. And I guess I could, if I really wanted to, I could disassemble this and I could probably knock that down with some, 600 grit emery paper or something. I'm not going to. I'm just going to put up with it and see if it wears in a little, because it may do that eventually. I believe this is available in 2 other colors, black and I think also like a tan. I'm not positive on this one. You'd have to check the page. But this is a flipper, and let's go ahead and give it a flip. Great deployment, smooth as silk, popped open perfectly the first time, and there you see that modified Wharncliffe blade, which attracted me so much. Also, this right here is just a wonderful curve and this kind of a geometric pattern here. I really liked the overall look on this, and it comes to a very fine point. Very nice point. We have a flat grind on the blade, which is my preference. I don't like a hollow grind on knives. I prefer a flat grind. Here we have the logo CJRB, and I have to tell you, I find CJRB a difficult name to pronounce. It's like CJRB, and it's like pushing my mouth into directions I don't want it to go into. I just think it's partly because it's a 4-letter initialization, not an acronym. An acronym spell words, but initialization. I think it would be better in my book if you just had 3 letters. 3 letters, any of those 3 letters, I think it would have been superior to what they did use here, which is just all 4 of them. You turn the knife around, and you have the serial number again, and it says D2 steel. I have no idea if this is D2 steel. I don't really have a way to test if it is D2 steel, but it says it's D2 steel, so I'm going to take their word for that. Now, you'll notice that it's a full open construction. The offset pins here are partly machined, which is a nice touch. It gives it a nice appearance. I appreciate that. We have stainless steel liners. They are not skeletonized. The knife is not overly heavy, so it really isn't an issue. I do appreciate when they do that into a knife, though, because it shows an extra bit of concern. Came out of the box with a nice usable edge, and this point is very sharp. I've actually found that I was trying to cut the straps on some bundled synthetic fabric at work, and just sliding the knife under the strap so I could cut it, it just would poke into the fabric and go right through it. Like, wow, that's sharp. It made me laugh, but I did get the straps cut eventually. Again, the action closing is just as smooth. Pops open well, closes well, and at this angle, I'm not getting the most comfortable position for flipping. It's easier to flip this when when I'm not leaning on a table. But very smooth, nice quality. This is the first CJRB I've ever purchased, and I'm definitely going to return to this company. I may have already saved some links to some other ones that I may want to try out in the future. I like this design. It is beautiful. It is functional. It is comfortable. It doesn't have anything it doesn't need. For example, there's no jimping on this at all because you don't need it. And the relief here for the liner lock, it's a nice touch. The slope on the liner lock is a nice touch. There's just a lot of little details that I really appreciate that they didn't have to go to this effort. And I believe this knife was $35. This is an incredible amount of knife for 35 bucks. I have seen knives that were in the 70 plus range that didn't have this level of quality and this number of little pieces and here and there that showed you that someone who cared designed the knife. They didn't have to do what they did, and they did it anyway, and at a bargain basement price. If you like quality knives and you don't want to break the bank, I definitely think you want to try this one out, particularly if you're a fan of modified Wharncliffes or Wharncliffes like I am, because it does have a very, very shallow belly. Very, very shallow, but it is present. It's not a perfectly straight knife, which is why I say modified Wharncliffe. So yeah, I would definitely check out this company. I only purchased one, so I can't tell you what the quality is from every single knife or from one knife of the same model to the next, but I can tell you that this is really good quality. I'm very happy with it. I've been carrying it every day, and I'm quite pleased.